Good morning. So, grounded. So where to start? I'm not quite sure what I'm going to name this video, but I know my subject matter is about driving forward and not giving up on your dreams. I'm not a motivational speaker, not by a long shot, so it's not what I'm trying to be here. I'm not anything. I don't label myself anything except maybe a person with old-fashioned ideas, and I like to take some of the new and some of the old and intermingle it, and like to be self-sustaining, and I like to stick to who I really am. The only thing I've ever known in my entire life is that I want to live on some property, quite a bit of property, enough that I could have some animals, raise some crops, make my own products, be as self-reliant as possible, be as healthy as possible, healthy in my mind, healthy in my spirit, healthy in my heart, healthy in my lifestyle, healthy in my choices, in my relationships. Just live life to the fullest, the absolute fullest that I want. I don't want to do white river rafting or rappel down rocks or jump out of airplanes. I'm not like that, but I wouldn't mind a nice little routine where I, milk some goats and gather some eggs and make some butter and hang my clothes on the clothesline and, maybe do a little prepping here and there. A whole lot of homesteading, a whole lot of self-reliance. So, where did I come from? Well, my grandfather wanted this. Not the pioneer part of it. He didn't have much choice in that time of his life. My father was born in 1910. So my grandfather was 37, I believe, when he died. But he wanted a big farm in Virginia, and he lived in Joplin, Missouri, and he was willing to work for that farm. And he was a miner. So to get money for the farm, he agreed to go a little deeper in the mine. And unfortunately, a 20-ton piece of slab fell on him and two of his co-workers and just smashed them unrecognizable. My father was only 7 years old. This created absolute chaos in my father's life. So much so that he ended up running away from home to go be a pig farmer in Wyoming, at his aunt and uncle's place. Had my grandfather not died, had he not died chasing his dream, I wouldn't be here. Because he would have lived in Virginia and my father would have never met my mother. So he died going after his dream. And it didn't end with him, though. It didn't end with him. Because that same dream, that same drive went inside of my father. And my father wanted some acreage. He wanted to be a farmer. He wanted to live off the land. He wanted to have, my dad wanted to have the original hippie community. His motto was, you can come down to our farm and do anything that you're old enough to do. And he lived that dream for many years. But circumstances came about that caused my father to fall into a deep depression, and he ended up selling his farm. And he just agreed to, have this okay life in a metropolitan area. But the taste of that farm was in my blood. It's in my blood. It's in my veins. It's in every breath that I take. I want it, and I won't stop. I will never stop until I have it. I did almost have it once. Had a little 10-acre place way out in Kansas, and I didn't walk away from that place. I ran away from that place. I was there with totally the wrong person. And every day that I would wake up on that 10 acres, I was more miserable than the day before, until I said, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I got to make a change. So I left. Got on a jet, and I left. And I landed in the South. And eventually, I went to college and started learning all about different things, different spirituality, and different culture, and different ways of life. And I just started taking it all in, just kind of forming this all-around I accept you, you accept me, kind of hippie kind of mojo about myself. And I was getting pretty happy. I was back to, I only had an acre here, but I was doing permaculture, I was studying permaculture. I was really into photography, I was into my community, I was performing in plays. It was just the whole gamut of everything. I threw myself into this community and this lifestyle, and had the chickens and the rabbits, and was just about to get tilapia, and the rug got pulled out from underneath me. Totally, shockingly, like someone throwing a bucket of ice water on you. I was gone. It was just gone. Overnight, it was gone. I was even prepping. I had all this food. So what did I do? Well, brushed myself off and said, well, I almost had it. I got to keep going now. I got to keep going. I can't stop now. I got to keep going. I've got this great taste for it now. I've got this passion. I've got all this wealth of what I thought was knowledge, because every day I learn more and more. But at that time, my little ball of knowledge I thought was going to really get me through. So I took all that food, and I packed it all as tight as I could into this camper, and I went off, and I landed in a worse situation. Worse by far. It was so bad that I ended up having to hide in the woods from these crazy people and go to this church, you know, and this lady would sneak water to me, and I had to wait for some money so I could make my escape, and I could have walked away from everything, but I would have had to leave all my pets, the little five little pets I think I crammed in this camper, and all this mountain of food, and my only sense of comfort and shelter was this camper. And I had to have money to take it where I needed to go. So I survived. I survived again, and I bartered. Oh boy, did I ever barter with that food. Let me tell you, prepping and saving food and bartering with that food, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. People always need food. So food, especially sustainable food, is a very good thing to have. So 5 years ago, I landed in a metropolitan area back where I started from, and was kind of like, what do I do now? What do I do? What do I do? So I started setting up housekeeping again. This time on half an acre. It just seems to keep shrinking down. And got another job, and every day I was miserable in this job. I just hated my job. Hated it. I hated it. But life was okay. My life at home was okay. It is okay. It's still okay. And here I am, back again. Here I got the chickens, and I got the rabbits. But I need more acreage. I'm ready. I'm so ready. So, not only did I go to school, I went to truck driving school, because truckers can make a lot of money very quickly. But I want to do the homesteading part of it. So my partner now just finished truck driving refresher course, and they're starting a whole new career starting next week. And this person is on exactly the same page that I'm on. He wants the farm. He wants the pond for the grandkids to fish for tilapia, and to jump off the dock and to sail around on a little rowboat. He wants me to, you know, have goats. He's already afforded me helped me with the chickens and the rabbits, and every day he wants to learn more and more about the animals, and, you know, he wants to get his hunting license and start hunting, and wants to send me off where I can learn how to skin a deer, and you know, work with rawhide, and work with pellets and canned meat. And, you know, I've got all this stuff on my counter. I'm making, you know, vinegar with the mother, and I'm got my sourdough starter, and I've got kombucha in my cupboard, and all of these things. And every day he's more and more excited about it, because he's always secretly wanted this same lifestyle, but nobody in his life ever supported it. And I've always openly wanted this lifestyle, and I've never seemed to be on the same page with a person until now. But had I not even met this person, well, we go way back, but had I not ended up with this person, my tenacity my drive, way back from my grandfather, would still be there. I wouldn't stop. I will never stop until I'm on that acreage. I've got the little tiny house going on. I've got some outbuildings. Got the raised garden beds. Got the goats in the goat barn. Got the chickens. Got a few ducks in the pond. You know, I've got the grandkids. Let my granddaughter pick out a pony. Those things would have never stopped. It's in my heart. It beats with every beat of my heart. It pulses through my veins. It's right back there, like as if I was sitting here with my grandfather and he and I were talking about it, even though I never met the man. And my father, you know, even though he's passed on now, I feel him. I feel him all around me all the time. I'm glad that I settled on the spirituality that I did. Even though my partner is Christian and I'm not, we've still found a way to just really relish in that and use it to punctuate our lives and to expand our lives and to become more all-accepting. You know, we both have an open mind now when it comes to things and people and situations and beliefs and cultures. And we find that we're just much happier. We're in a much happier place. And then this drive, this tenacity that we have for this lifestyle, we can both see it coming together now. He starts his new job, like I think I said, next week. And truck drivers can make quite a bit of money really, really quickly. And as long as I hunker down here at home and use all those things, incorporate all those things that I've learned about preserving food and, you know, shutting off your lights and not wasting water, you know, little things. You can shut off your water while you brush your teeth. Just little things all the time, you know. I only air condition 2 rooms at a time, you know, and if I move to the bedroom, well, I shut off that air conditioner on, turn on another one. I don't use central air. We don't have to have the nicest, newest cars. We don't have to have, you know, nice stainless steel, state-of-the-art refrigerators, and everything we have is just what we need. It's what we need to get by. And the few creature comforts that we do have, we use it very sparingly. It's like sprinkles on a cupcake kind of thing. But what we do have lots and lots of, we have a lot of belief in each other. We both have a lot of deep-seated belief in our spirituality. And we both have this tenacity to drive forward. So, I hope you come with me on this journey. We should start looking for property probably towards the end of winter, first part of spring. And meanwhile, I'm still going to be learning all the pioneering ways. What I want is not just a property. I want a little eco village of my very own. I want a little general store and a pottery barn, and I want the little laundromat, which is where I sew my own clothes and I hand wash my clothes and hang them on a clothesline. And sometimes my partner thinks I'm crazy as far back in the pioneers I want to go, but I want to go all the way back. Homeopathic gardens, a little herbalism, you know. I do little crystals, and I do all kinds of things. Make my own candles, make my own soaps, all those things. And I just hope that you share with me in this journey as we begin to delve more into it, you know, with raising our own meat and preserving and our lifestyle. So as much as I want to share, my partner doesn't do YouTube, so you know, he probably won't appear in any of these videos, but I'm here, and hopefully you'll be a little entertained on the way. So thanks for joining me, and namaste.